So I am here outside of the Trump store here in Arizona, quite close to the Mexican border, where I met a lovely lady called Patricia. Patricia, tell me your story.
Which one and where do you want me to start?
So why are you a Trump supporter? Because the mainstream media tells me that women don't support Trump.
I think that, well, first of all, I judged him on what did he say when he was running the first time, and then what did he do while he was in office. And he performed. He did a great job. And I found him to be personable in the sense that I wrote him a letter and told him and thanked him for what he did. He sent me back a letter on the White House stationery with the gold seal and a thank you. And I thought, wow, this is a man. Yes, he has a secretary, but he read my letter. I know he did. And I've talked with people who have met him. And now this time, backtrack a little. When he got into office and they started to vilify him, they just found everything that they possibly could that was wrong with him. And I knew that wasn't true because I keep up on things. And the more they pushed on him, the bigger Trump fan I became. And he's proved himself. He has absolutely proved himself. I've gone to 2 of his rallies in the Phoenix area, and he's funny, and he tells great stories, and he has the biggest heart, and he loves this country, and he loves women. He even says it, and I believe him.
So what policies of his do you really like? Not just the policies he had in his last presidency, but the ones he's saying he's going to deliver in this one. Which ones excite you the most?
Oh, number 1, the border. Number 1. What has happened to our country is atrocious, and there's no excuse for it. And I see so many people here in the United States who are struggling and have struggled, and the funds are being put into people who are coming across the border illegally. I was married to a man from Canada. He came here on a green card. He came here legally, and I appreciated that, and I appreciate anyone who wants to come to this country legally. But Biden opened the doors and he just let them flow through, and Kamala has not helped in any way, shape, or form to change that. And now that it's the end of the election, she is trying to say she's for I don't know if she came out and actually said she's building the wall, but she's going to stop the illegal immigration and all of the Trump policies, everything he said about not paying taxes on your wages, on your tips, and anything that he says that seems to be very, very popular, she jumps on. I haven't seen anything that came out of her mouth that was of substance. And every time Trump is up there, he tells us what he's going to do, how he's going to make our life better. And that's what I think I like most about him, is that he's out looking to see how to make our lives better, not his life. He loves this country, and he's got everything he needs. He doesn't need to be president. He wants to be president. And I want him to be president too.
So you mentioned there about the border. Now, we're in Arizona. You live in Arizona.
Yeah.
What can you tell me from, your own eyes you've seen in in this presidency, in the last 4 years? What can you tell me that you yourself have seen when it comes to illegal immigration here in Arizona?
I have seen at the airport long lines of people with their little packets, with their cell phones, and they're on the line over here, and I'm on the line over here, and I have to go through security and everything, and they're just kind of being routed through. They're waiting for their airplane. And I've seen this a number of times. I videotaped it, and I took photographs of it because people, especially within my family, do not believe that this is happening. And I said, I live in Arizona. I see the illegals come, and I see them at stores, which is interesting, where they come in groups and they can't speak any English, and they're buying up everything. And I go, where'd you get that money from? I don't say it to them, but
You're thinking it.
Yes, because there are so many people here that need the help. They need it, and they're not getting it, not like what they're getting in coming through with the housing, with the food. So I think Trump stands very strongly for that, especially, and the economy. I mean, I went from $300 to $400 a month for groceries to consistently $800 a month, and I live alone.
And do you feel unsafe?
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we don't even want to go there. We don't even want to go there. I moved from Seattle, which was not safe at all, and had a lot of homeless and its own issues with drugs and what have you, down here, which all of a sudden Biden opens everything up, and no. I struggle with going into Tucson, which is a lovely, lovely city, but even anywhere driving around that I don't like to go at night. I don't like to go alone, which I love to be alone. And I've been known to do huge road trips by myself.
And finally, you mentioned that you are a huge Trump fan. You know, we met at the
Huge.
Trump store here
Oh,
in
yes.
Tombstone, Arizona.
I drove all the way from Oro Valley. Actually, I was in Coolidge this morning, which meant I drove 2.5 hours to get here. So I could be here and get whatever little memorabilia before the election tomorrow. So what was your question? I'm sorry, I jumped in.
I was going to say, how do your family and friends take this? Because you're clearly an open Trump fan. You're not a closet Trump fan. You're not part of the silent majority, so to speak. You are loud and proud.
I
How
am.
have they taken it?
Well, I'm not loud and proud with my children. They know where I stand. And when they found out that I voted for Trump the first time, they stopped talking to me. And I think that, sure, if you want to do the cruelest thing you can think of to do a parent, there you go. You've got it. You've got it, folks. If you want to do something cruel, not fair. Because we were raised in a country, I was raised in a country, and they were too, that we all have the right to vote whatever way we want. And you don't have to talk politics with me if you don't want to. But it's okay to vote for someone else. Now, if you want to talk about my siblings, I'm one of 9 children. Just recently, we had somebody else die, so there's only 6 of us left. But we still discuss politics, and we don't all think the same way. But we all have an opinion, and I get to vote for Trump, and I'm really, really happy that he's blessed us with that. And speaking of blessing us with that, he sure is blessed because he's still here.
Finally, have your kids started to come round to the idea of Trump since that election?
Oh, not at all. My daughter's husband needles me in text messages sometimes, like Trump will fix that, but it's in good nature, so that they will needle me now, which I totally appreciate because I love humor, and I think that everybody should have a sense of humor. But that's my thing, my take on it, and I'm okay. And I think I have a great relationship with my kids, and I have a wonderful relationship as well with my siblings.